Alright, so screw UPS, screw the prop, screw the seller, screw the whole situation. I got a few errands to run when I come back. Start looking at this thing, see what's going on. Alright. Let's see what's going on with this puppy. It's this old outboard, the 1989 Johnson Tracker 25 horse. And it's exactly the same as the 89 25 Tracker Evinrude that I had on the Sea Dart. Long shit, whole thing, identical. Same exact motor. I don't know if you saw any of those videos. I pulled that power head right out on the boat. Like I said, Wednesday, 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to pull this freaking power head off right here. I don't have time to drag this thing out, take the motor off, bing bang bing, that feels good. Good looking bolt. Alright, that's it, man. Pretty sure that's it.
Follow the real life saga of this old outboard, baby. And get your subscription today.
Water too. The bolts holding in the muffler don't look too shabby, but looks can be deceiving. What the hell is this? This is rubber shit right here. That's weird, right? That was pretty cool. So let's check this puppy out, see what's going on. Now I know he said something about the starter, so we'll see about that. And I know off the bat I'm going to need some cables, battery cables. And my push button, start button, needs to be hooked up. So let me round up some cables and all that stuff and fire this thing. Well, not fire it, but you know, see if that starter's any good to start off with. Looks like it works to me. Wow, sounds good too. Sweet. Maybe I don't know, he mentioned something about, oh, that starter, and just went. Alright, let's pull these plugs out and see what the compression is. So I'm doing a little different camera angle today. Like, we don't care about the camera angle. Pull them damn plugs out. See where the compression is. B7HS 10 NGK black. Look at that. Black. Burnt black. Yep. Right. Number one. Shouldn't squirt a little WD in there, and I think I will. No telling how long this thing's been sitting. Dried out. You know, when the motor's running, it's not dry. So why would you test the compression dry? I mean, I did it a billion times, but it just seems to me. Alright. Well, what was the last thing I tested on this? That Johnson 25. Still holding there. Alright, let's hit it, baby. Where's my push button at? Right here. Yeah. Ooh, 140. Wow, that sounds like what happened with the other Johnson. Keep your fingers crossed. Let's see what's on the bottom. Fingers crossed. Boom, 140. 130. Let me try it again. I didn't hit it that hard. Give it an extra couple pumps. Now we're talking. Still 130. Went up a little bit. 132-ish. So that's not bad. Alright, there's the plug on number 1. Man, that looks good. Strong too. I mean, didn't look like it missed a beat to me. Let's see what number 2 looks like. I mean, it's got strong spark, boy. It was popping all over the place there. Yeah, it's gonna be a pain in the ass with number 2 here. That should work, I hope. Looks a little weaker to me, but it's hard to tell. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. So far, so good. This motor used to belong to the old man that owned the 70 horse that I worked on. And it was on that bass boat. And that's why it's all screwed up. High speed, timing, bumper screw all the way out, prop shaved down to nothing. Man, look at this thing. That's probably why they pulled the timing screw out, to get all the gusto they could get out of it. Either one of these screws have been beat up. Usually they're, you know, a little beat up from somebody trying to open this thing up. Like I'm gonna have to do. I think it might be moving a little bit. Oh, baby. See, that screw was brand new till I did that. There it goes. It comes pouring out. Alright, here we go. No water. Black gold. Texas tea. Ooh, stink. Ooh, god dang. Oh man, that stinks. We'll seal that thing back up. Holy crap. Oh, that's the worst I've ever smelled. I'm not kidding you. Oh my goodness. Man, that's the worst. I've never had stinky oil choke me like that. Oh, oh damn. P.U. So, like I said, at this point, pull the carb off, get it opened up, clean it up, let it soak. I was thinking about changing this thing to a 30 horse. All I gotta do is swap out the jets and the coil. I mean, the jets and the carb. It's not that hard to do. The top jet here, a little bit bigger in the 30. The high-speed jet in the bowl, a little bit bigger. And you can pick them up on eBay. The only problem I'm seeing that may be a problem is the throat inside that carb looks small. It's not the right carb, and not a good idea. Be swapping those jets around. If you go on marineengine.com, said this 1,000 times, had arguments with people 1,000 times. This is a 30 horsepower head. And then they bump it down to a 25 and a 20. It's the same exact power head. 20, 25, and 30. Go to marineengine.com, look it up. It'll show you on the carb parts. 20 horse here, blah, 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 blah. 25 takes this size. 30 takes this size. Same carb over the years too. You don't know where this carburetor came from, if it's original, you know. You don't know. This thing actually does have the tag on it, but that means nothing. The only thing holding that tag on is a screw. You know, somebody could have replaced this carb back in 1992. Who knows, you know. It was a thought, you know, beef this thing up a little bit, selling standpoint, tiller it out, man. Screw this long shaft crap. Tiller it out. Let me move this throttle around, see how it looks. Oh, it's nice, man. It's not stuck up or hanging. Boom, man. Look at the carb, look at the butterfly. You see it in there? Perfectly horizontal. Wide open. Alright. Almost there. Come on, baby. Man, I'm not kidding you. Pain in the frickin' butt. Yay! Wow, reeds look good. Yeah, it looks good in there from what, you know, you can see. Looks real good. I hope that carb looks real good. I think it's going to. And that's the thing too with these two-stroke carbs. I have to look this number up. They don't, you know, they don't require much because all the oil and the gas, everything seems to hold up pretty well. Rebuilding one of these carbs is nothing but a couple of new gaskets and a float and a needle. Boom! Not bad. Float looks perfectly level. The needle looks good. Now you see this gasket? It's fine. It's not stiff, it's still rubbery, it's not cracking. Well, let's see where this carb was before anything. So, man, 3/4 of a turn. Just a hair over 3/4. That lean, baby. Needle looks good. See, that gasket looks good. I have to get my flashlight and do the high-speed orifice test. Look down in there. Alright, I'm going to spray this thing out. I got brake cleaner here. And blow it out with the compressor. That little bit of crap that was in here, man, it just rinsed right away. I'd say that orifice is open. See, that looks like some silicone where that tag, ID tag, was stuck on. So I say, you don't know, buy an old outboard, you don't know what carb, you know, could have been changed, could be original. Most of the time, I'm sure they're original, but you just don't know for sure. If I had to guess, I mean, it looks like a 20 horse carb to me, but like I said, it's all in the jets, the orifices that pretty much determine that. The big hole up front here, that's for the primer. Then you got the second big hole, and in the back on this one, 2 smaller holes. And I always get my little tools here. This is the one I was looking for. I already have it bent. I put it down in them holes and ream it out. People think just because they sprayed the hell out of it, it's clean. But you'd be surprised. Okay, they went in both the little holes and the big hole. So then what I do is, if you've seen my videos before, in them little holes, I spray some cleaner on them, and then I watch them drain. And you can see them drain. If they don't drain, then you got a problem. See it dripping out the front? They're draining pretty nice. So spray it in there again. Like I said, it's hard for me to hold the camera and spray it and you can see it and all that crap, but trust me. And there's like a little ridge in there. See that ridge in the casting? And you can puddle right up against that ridge and right over those 2 holes. Just like that. And then see how it just goes and drains right in them holes. And there's like a speed to it. Just if it don't drain or it drains real slow, it's probably clogged up. Get this up here a little bit, the nozzle. I can physically see all the little holes here clean. I think we good. Alright, so what I like to do, a little bit of poo-poo still in there, just up on the side, is I hold my oh yeah, it's dirty. Still dirty. See if I can get a shot on this. If you haven't seen me do it before. See that round hole? That's the high speed. If that thing's not shining like a full moon, nice and perfectly round, then it's dirty. And this thing, light's barely coming through. So let me get the little tool and give it a nice little reaming. Get a bigger one. You want to get the right size. You don't want to stick anything too big in there and screw it all up, you know. But I was going to mention that too, is in the manuals on these motors, they have a chart. You can look it up online. And it's the orifice size chart. And it's basically, you know, tells you what drill bit to use to drill these things out, to make yourself a bigger orifice, bigger jet. You don't have to run out and buy a jet, just drill it out. But you got to do it, you know, I wouldn't stand over here and try to drill it with, you know, it's got to be pretty precise, I would imagine. Just don't want to just go in there and go, hey Heathcliff, let's drill this thing out and make our motor faster. You know, I'd want to be a little bit concerned about how, you know, you want it nice and round. And I'm sure it's attainable, you know, if you have a drill press, and wouldn't be that hard. And a drill bit's a hell of a lot cheaper. But it can be done. Alright, let's see what we got. Now, look at the difference. See how big that that dang thing is. Clean, clear, looks like full moon rising. When you take it out in the sun, you don't have a flashlight handy and you do it in the sun, it really looks cool. But it's a lot easier with the flashlight. I think it should be showing up alright. Alright, so I'm gonna still, even though it seems pretty good, still gonna blow it out with the compressor and get all my little tools back in the toolbox so I don't lose them. Alright, so real quick, I'm gonna show you something here, which I'm sure most everybody knows, but I'm sure there's some people out there that don't know. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's the intake side on the Carb. Now I'm looking at this thing upside down, trying to get it right there in the center. So you're looking at from the 3 to the 4, 1 inch, and just call it 1 1/4 inch. Okay? Then you come over here to the actual intake. And you see the size of this thing? Look at the size of this thing. Try to get it up there in the middle. So we'll start at number 2-ish. So 2 to 3, 1 inch. And then another 1 3/8. It's a little more than 3/8. It'll be 7/16. I don't know if the camera showing that good enough. I think so. So you see the size difference between that Carb and this intake. That's what I was talking about, you know, if this thing's too small, I don't know if it'd be worth trying to beef it up. It really needs to be the same size. And there's, you know, like when I did my 83 25 horse tiller, and that was a long shaft, remote, and I swapped everything out and I put that 35 horse Carb on that puppy. And it picked up a good solid 4 or 5 miles an hour. And it would run 30 mile an hour all day. Didn't miss a beat on that 15-foot Duracraft. That boat would hydroplane. And it was so smooth and so nice. And if you go to iBoats, there's even Cody Bass was on there, did some commenting on there, I think about parts or something, say in those articles about turning a 20-25 horse into a 30-35 outboard and what you need to have. And it would be your intake and the throat size and the ding and the ding and the dang. I've got 70s Carbs that are big like this. You know, which that's what that 35 horse Carb was from the 70s. Anyway, for the money, it's probably not going to be worth it to beef it up unless you had a bigger Carb altogether. Just an opinion. It might, you know, it might add, you know, throw some guts on it, but I don't know if it's really going to make a huge difference. Like I said, that's the way it's done with OMC. You know, I had these talks and arguments with people. Oh, the porting is different. It's not different. They're not gonna. It's not cost effective for them to make a entirely different power head for a 20 horse, a 25 horse, and a 30 horse. You know, it would be ridiculous when all they have to do is swap out the Carb jets, and in some cases the exhaust, just like on a 15 9.9. It's the exact same motor of 9.9 as a detuned 15 horse. You know, they put the bigger Carb on it. It came out with the better exhaust for it. I can't remember what they called that exhaust on there. The megaphone exhaust. There was another name for it. If I were to beef this thing up, I would definitely get the bigger Carb. So here's the tag off the Carb. I tried to track this thing down, and the closest I could come to It was a 1990 25 horse. I'll show you what happened. Like I said, you don't know what you get.
Oh yeah, baby.